Hello, mathematicians. We are going to be doing a little review today because we're doing some hard math and I don't want to go too fast. So I have a Google form up with problems that look like what we're going to do here, and your assignment is to both estimate the answer and then solve the answer. So I'll show you the kind of problems we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at a problem like this: 45 times 5. So first you estimate and then you solve it. So to me, this looks like 50 times 5. If I had to estimate, I look at the tens and I notice, oh yeah, I think that's going to round it up because 5 rounds up. So that's pretty close to 50 times 5. So 50 times 5 is my estimate. And remember, to get that estimate, you just go, let's see, 5 times 5 is 25. We're talking about 50 times 5. So it's going to be 25 tens. So I cover up the 0. 5 times 5 is 25. And then I uncover and I go, oh yeah, now that goes over here. So it's 250. 5 times 5 is 25. 50 times 5 is 250. So now that's my estimate. My estimate was 250. So let's see how close I get to the actual answer. So now we have to write it where we say 5's in the 1 spot because we're saying 5 times 45. So if you line it up just right, this should be something that you can solve. I want you to do this too. Give yourself a little spot for the ones, spot for the tens, spot for the hundreds. I don't think this one's going to go into the thousands. Otherwise, I'd probably do one for the thousands. Okay, 5 times 5 is, hopefully you know that by now, but you can always have this around too if you need to look at it. 5 times 5 is 25. So it's 25. And do I squeeze 25 in there like that? No, I don't. I do it like this. Do the 5 right there and the 2 up here because 25 equals 2 tens and a 5. 25. So I multiplied the ones by the ones. I'm going to go the ones times the tens. You just keep going like that. So 4 tens times 5. How many tens am I going to have? Well, let's see. I've got 5 groups of 4 tens. 5 times 4 is 20. And then you don't want to forget about the little 2 up in the attic, so it's 22. And there's nothing to multiply here, so it just goes right down. So 225, which is very close. That means I know I got the right answer because it's very close to my estimate. So you're going to do some like that where it's tens times 5. Then you're going to have some that are hundreds times 5. So let's look at another one like this. Going to look at some that look like this, 213 times 5. Well, first, let's get our estimate. To me, this looks a lot like 200. I'm just going to estimate. It's easiest if you just estimate to the first digit. So that's hundreds. So is it closer to 200 or 300? It's closer to 200, right? 1 rounds down. So what's 200 times 5? Well, 2 times 5 is 10. 200 times 5 is 10 hundredths. So I uncover it and I write them over here. 2 times 5 is 10. 200 times 5 is 10 hundredths. So I write the 2 zeros over there. And 10 hundredths is also known as 1,000. Put the comma after 3. So you go 3 spots over, ones, tens, hundreds, and you do the comma before the thousands. So my estimate is 1,000. Let's see what it actually is. So now I'm going to write it again. 5 goes in the 1 spot because it's just 5 ones, right? Okay, now I'm going to give myself my little spots. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. 5 times, so first we'll go 5 times the ones, then 5 times the tens, and 5 times the hundreds. What's 5 times the ones? 5 times 3 ones. 5 times 3, what is it? It's 15. No, we don't squeeze 15 in there. we say 5 here and 1 there because it's 1 10 and 5 ones. 15, it's written like that. Now we solve the ones times for the tens. 5 times 1. Well, that's easy, 5. And then don't forget about the 1 up in the attic there. So 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. And now we're ready for the last one. We already did the ones, we did the tens, now time for the hundreds. 5 times 2 is 10, right? No, we don't squeeze 10 in there. We put the 0 here, and notice there's nothing left to multiply, so the 1 just goes right down in there, and it fits in perfectly. And then we count over ones, tens, hundreds, and we do the comma before the thousands. So our answer was 1,065, which is very close. Got another one. We're on a roll. Now we're going to do one with thousands, something in the thousand spot. So let's say 26,875 times 4. Whoa, that's a big number. Jeez Louise, that's a big number. Let's see if we can get it. First, we're going to estimate. Well, I'm looking at the 2 in the 10,000 spot, and I notice when I look next door, it's a 6. 6 is round up. 5 to 9, climb the vine. 0 to 4, stay on the floor. It's going to climb the vine, so it's closer to 30,000 than 20,000. So whenever I see this, I'm like, is it closer to 20,000 or 30? And I look at the 6, oh, it's closer to 30. So it's closer to 30,000. So let's multiply 30,000 times 4, and then we'll find our estimate. Okay, well, I see a whole bunch of zeros. I'm just going to cover them up and just look at the easier problem. What's 3 times 4? 12. And now how many zeros did I just uncover? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I noticed we already, okay, it's okay. Okay, so 30,000 times 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. 30,000 times 4 is 120,000. So let's find the actual answer. So that's my estimate. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to write the number, 26,875 times 4. Give myself a spot for the ones, for the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, the 10,000s, and the 100,000s. Whoa, this might get kind of big. Let's see. So first I'm going to multiply 4 times the ones. What's 4 times 5? It's 20. Do I squeeze 20 in there? No, I don't. I put the 0 there and the 2 there. 20. Which makes sense, right? Because it's 2 tens. So 2 goes in the 10 spots. In this 10 spot. Now we're going to multiply 4 times the tens. What's 4 times 7? It's 28. So 4 times 7 is 28. Don't forget about the 2 up there, though. So it's 28 plus 2 is 30. Do I squeeze 30 in there? No, I don't. I put the 0 there and the 3 up here. 30. 30. Which makes sense because 30 tens is also known as 3 hundreds. Time to multiply 4 by the hundreds. 4 times 800 is 30. 4 times 8 is 32. But don't forget about the 3. What's 32 plus 3? 32, 33, 34, 35, 35. Do I squeeze in 35 right here like this? No, I don't. I write the 5 there and the 3 up here. 35 for the next one. I put it up in the attic for the next problem. Now I'm going to multiply 4 times the thousands. What's 4 times 6? 4 times 6 is 24. Don't forget about the 3 in the attic, though. It's 27. 24 plus 3 is 27. Do I squeeze in 27? No, you don't, Daniel. You put the 7 there and the 2 up in the attic for the next one. Because you have 7,000 thousands and you have two 10,000s. Now we can multiply it by the 10,000s. What's 4 times 2? How many 10,000s do we have? 4 times 2 is 8. We're going to have 8 10,000s plus 2 more. So 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Do I squeeze in 10? No, you don't. You put the 0 here, and the 1, there's nothing up there, so this goes right there. So, and I go 1, 2, 3, comma, after the thousands, 107,500, which is pretty close. It's pretty close. So it's not really close, but it's pretty close. As long as it's pretty close, we're okay with it. And you know what I just realized as I was doing this? I realized I skipped from tens to hundreds to 10,000. We never did one that was in the thousands, so that one seemed kind of big. It's because I skipped the 10. Let's just make up one for the 10,000s. I mean, for the thousands. So let's just say like 7,325 times, let's say 3. First, let's get our estimate. Okay. So this one's actually going to be a lower number than last time because we skipped the thousands. So this looks to me a lot like 7,000. I look at the number next door and I think, is this closer to 7,000 or 8,000? It's closer to 7,000. What's 7,000 times 3? Well, what's 7 times 3? 7 times 3 is 21. So 7 times 3 is 21, but 7,000 times 3 is 21,000. So I just write those 3 zeros over here. 21,000. So that's our estimate. It's 21,000. Let's see now what the actual answer is. So now we're going to write the whole problem down. 7,325 times 3. 3 goes in the 1 spot. Give myself a 1 spot, a 10 spot, 100 spot, thousands, and 10,000s. So basically whatever the last one is up here, which is thousands, give yourself one more because you might spill over to the next one. Okay, so we're going to multiply the 3 times the 1s, times the 10s, times the 100s, times the thousands. What's 3 times 5? 15. Do I squeeze it in like that? No, you don't. That'd be weird. Don't do that. You do the 5 there and the 1 there, which makes sense because 15 is 5 1s and 1 10. 15. Now we're going to multiply the 3 times the 2 10s in the 10 spot. How many 10s do we have now? Well, 3 times 2 is 6. Don't forget about the 1. It's 7. Now 3 times the 300s. What's 3 times 3? 9. Oh, we're getting, these are easy. We don't have to spill over and put anything in the attic, do we? That's just 9. And now 3 times the thousands. What's 3 times 7? 21. Okay, 3 times 7 is 21. No, we don't squeeze 21 in there like that. We put a 1 there. And then the 2 goes up, but then it goes right down. So that's your answer. Put the comma in the right spot before the thousands. So 1s, 10s, 100s, and then thousands. And the answer is 21,975, which is very close. So that's how you do the problems today. Estimate and then find the answer.